Okay, so this video we'll be discussing transitioning tips. We have our top 10 tips to share with other transitioners here on YouTube. Okay, so let's get to it. The first is to find a protective style or transitioning style that suits you. Me and my sister personally like braids. It's a very versatile style, and you can wear your hair in different types of ways, and it's a low manipulation style, and you're still protecting your hair. People use wash and goes, wigs, sew-ins, twists, bantu knots, half wigs, right? Anything that works for you.
Wigs.
Anything that works for you. Something that is low manipulation, and that way you're not doing too much to your hair. Tip number 2 is only detangle your hair when wet. Do not make the mistake like I did and try to detangle your hair when it's dry, or when it's dry, because your natural hair now is more drier, and when you try to detangle your hair when it's dry, you're going to break off your ends, believe me. We have updated. If you go to when we go to our first video, I had a makeshift spray bottle. Okay,
it was pretty sad.
And since then we have upgraded to an actual spray bottle, and it's it's bigger. You can put water in here. So if you're thinking about detangling your hair, just wet your hair or damp it, and then the comb will go through. A comb or brush will go through your hair much more easy.
Tip number 3 is to keep your scalp clean, meaning wash it with sulfate shampoo, sulfate free, low sulfate shampoos. People do co-washing, whichever one you personally feel works best for you and your hair, and it's easy for you to do. You don't want to do something that's complicated, because it'll ruin your relationship with the transitioning process. So the shampoo we use is the Twee Carol's Daughters, and it works perfect for our hair.
Right, it makes your hair really, really soft.
Yes. And we have the hair smoothie, or basically what it is a conditioner.
Right.
These products, if you've seen, what number video was it? I can't remember which video it was, but we did a product review on Carol's Daughter. So if you want to go back and see what it's about, I suggest you do that. Tip number 4 is to keep your hair moisturized.
Yes.
Moisturize it with butters, creams, oils, milks, whatever.
We cannot stress that enough.
Yeah.
Moisturization is your best friend.
Yes, it is.
During your natural hair journey.
And what we use, just some products we going to show you. We use coconut milk, and this is an anti-breakage serum, and we got this from CVS. Can't really tell you how much it costs.
Forgot.
But it works. I love the way it smells. My hair smells like coconut the rest of the day. I'm telling you, I kid you not.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Gro Anti-itch Growth Oil, and you can see how much we've used in it, right?
Right.
But it's no mineral oil and no petroleum in here, so it's good for your hair and helps keep your scalp moisturized along with your hair.
It's good for weaves and braids, particularly.
Yeah,
but you can use it.
And all that stuff.
You can use it generally.
Yeah.
For your hair, because your hair, is more drier, so you have to find some way of adding oil to your hair.
Right.
Tip number 5 is to get used to deep conditioning. Now, some people deep condition very often, like every other day. We personally have a leave-in from Garnier Fructis, Sleek and Shine. It's a intensely smooth leave-in conditioner.
Works up to 97% humidity, which is perfect, especially if you're in southern states,
right,
or tropical states or countries or whatever where it gets hot and humid a lot. You want something that's going to keep your hair from frizzing and looking crazy. Right.
And most leave-ins are very creamy, but this is actually thick, so that means it goes a long way, and you have to use a little bit. That means you get to save more. Mm-hmm. Also, tip number 6 is to use less heat. Now, most people go natural so they can color their hair, because it's, you can color your hair when it's natural, because your hair is much more it's much more
healthier.
It's healthier, so you can do much more to your hair. Mm-hmm. And so if you're gonna go that route and you're gonna blow dry it and all that stuff, we use a heat protectant. You should use one too. Invest in it. IC has heat protectants. We have olive oil heat protectant, and it smells like candy. It smells really, really great. And so you want to invest in that. You don't want to, just blow dry your hair, because especially when you're transitioning.
Yes.
You're gonna need more heat just to have both your hair textures match each other. So it's important that you have a heat protectant. But in general, when you're transitioning, use less heat, because you're trying to grow out your hair, and it helps you to know your hair texture, your hair type. So when you don't use less heat, you're not manipulating your hair. And that way, if you have like 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B hair texture, you know what to do with your hair.
Yeah. Tip number 7 is to protect your edges, meaning the front edges here and your nape back here. How you protect your edges? Don't pull your hair into tight ponytails. Right. Don't wear tight styles. And if you're going to wear tight styles like braids, micro braids or twists or whatever, don't pull it back into such a tight ponytail because that will pull your hair out. I'm telling you right now. And you have people that braid your hair. If they start braiding tight, you tell them no, don't braid tight. Leave my baby hairs out, and then you can braid the rest. I'm telling you, you don't want to walk around looking bald right there. I've seen women do it, and kudos to you women who are doing it. I personally wouldn't do it, but just if you don't want to walk around looking like that, just protect your edges.
Right.
And tip number 8 is to be gentle with your hair.
Right.
Gentle as in you can finger comb, use detangling brushes.
Right.
Use wide tooth combs like this or wherever, wide tooth basically, any type of wide tooth comb.
Right.
And you start from the edge of your hair and work your way up to the top. Test yourself, okay? Test one part of your hair, comb it down like this and see if your hair knots up. Don't moisturize it, don't do nothing like that. Just comb it and see if your hair knots up. And then test it backwards, combing from the bottom up, and see how easy it is to comb your hair. And trust me, your hair will be very easier to comb going back to top.
Much more manageable too.
Yeah. And then also you want to use soft bristle brushes, meaning not the harsh ones. For a good example of soft bristle is wooden brushes
that men use for their waves.
Yeah, the little light brown brushes they do like that all the time with. Those types of brushes work good. And this is just a regular what you want to call it?
Brush?
A regular brush form of what the guys will look like.
Also, people have Denman brushes, so you can use that. And also, it's also important not to forget, silk scarves are key.
Yes.
Yes. Silk scarves help your hair breathe at night, and your hair won't break off from it.
Or silk bonnets.
Right.
Those things work perfectly. So
it's very
invest
important.
in those too. You get those at the hair store too.
Right. Tip number 9. Gradually cut your relaxed ends. You'll notice that when you're transitioning, you have 2 different type of textures in your hair. The faster you get rid of your relaxed ends, the better it is for your hair.
Just real quick on that 2 textures, that thing is not a joke. I have a testimony on that, okay? Because the back of my hair is straight afro, no perm left back there. I'm telling you, she's a witness. The front of my hair, of course, the close to my scalp is the afro, and then the rest is perm. So my hair is looking crazy underneath these braids. So when she's talking about
cutting
relaxed ends, that is what you need to do. You may not have to go through what I'm going through with 2 different, like on my head with 2 different types of looks, but it really just cut your ends and work with it and moisturize, protect.
To that, when you trim your ends, you gotta trim it once a month.
Yeah.
You find that you have to do that because your relaxed ends are, they break off, line demarcation, because if you're that's what goes back to being gentle. If you're not gentle, you literally break off your hair.
Yeah.
So it's good that you get rid of your relaxed hair faster by cutting it once a month.
Right.
Also, you notice that when you're transitioning, if you do like a lot of braids or you'll find that your relaxed ends will become thicker. So if you're not trying to do a big chop and you're just trying to transition, you notice that over time that your relaxed ends will become more thicker because they're not being manipulated by the relaxer anymore.
And tip number 10, I think, is one of the most important, if not the most important tip, is to start living healthy.
Right.
And me and my sister, we're going to start a diet and exercise program this Monday. And we just basically feel like whatever you do on the inside comes out on the outside. So if you take care of your body will take care of you. And that goes from skin, hair, nails, teeth, everything. The way you treat eyes, whatever you put in your body comes out and it shows. So if you want naturally healthy hair, start drinking more water, have more vegetables, more fruits in your diet, of course protein. Mm-hmm. You don't always have to eat those cakes or whatever. And it's not exercise is not an easy journey. After a while you do lose focus and heart in it, but sticking to having someone do it with you is the best thing to do, because then you're not going at it alone. And it's the best thing to do. Trust me, your hair and your body will thank you for it.
Mm-hmm. So this is just the tips that we've been using on our journey. We've been transitioning for about 8-9 months now, almost a year. And we have seen a lot of growth, a lot of new growth, and I love the way that natural hair looks. It's much more curlier. The people's hair looks much more thicker. The curls are beautiful. I like the curlies out there. You guys inspired me. Right. Looks healthy. You inspired us to really go natural. And hopefully these tips help you. Is what we use. If you have different products at home, use what you know. But these are just tips to help you retain growth as you're transitioning. Yeah.
And that's just everything we just wanted to talk to you guys about. Hopefully you've learned something, and we showed you products or ideas you may not even thought of you need to do. And every time we come to you guys, we always try to bring it factual and from our own experience, so that we don't come on here looking crazy and you're sitting there like they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
But if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. You can inbox us any questions or any videos you think that we could address for you guys, because we're going through this journey ourselves. So we're not just telling you what to do and calling it a day. We're actually going through it. So if you have any questions, please inbox or comment.
And comment, rate, and subscribe.
So thank you for watching, and we will see you guys in another video. Bye. Bye.